Western Australia's Shark Bay is one of 12 natural World Heritage Sites in Australia. And in a country as beautiful as this, that's saying something. Spread over 10,000 kilometres, this shallow, hypersaline basin is home to unique populations of dugong, turtles, dolphins, whales, and of course, sharks. The dolphins at Monkey Mire are the only native dolphins in the world to interact with humans regularly, almost reliably. Now, I've been here a couple of years ago and I came back this time and I really wanted to see another side of Monkey Mire. So Grant here has agreed to take us out on the boat and see what wildlife we can find out here. Mate, how long have you lived at Monkey Mire?
About 14 months now.
Yeah? What brought you up here?
The life, the area, the difference in colour of like the red cliffs, the white sands, and this bay and the fishing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what do you fish for?
Pink snapper, black snapper, bull, chin, tuskies, whatever we can catch. And lately there's been tuna and Spanish mackerel, so we've been chasing those as well.
Oh, really? In the bay?
Yeah, in the bay. Yeah.
That's all right. I thought they were deeper fish.
No, they come in because of the bait fish. So it's been really good.
So what about the wildlife here, the stuff that people come for? I mean, what have you come across in your travels?
I've seen all the dugongs, the loggerhead turtles, the dolphins. There has been whales come in, but I haven't been able to get out to see them.
Yep.
And just your normal, like your kangaroos, your emus, everything that you see.
Yeah, there's emus all over the
Yeah,
cap.
I know. Yeah.
They're almost like feral emus.
Yeah, they are feral. Yeah, they are feral.
So you said to me before you've actually been swimming with the dolphins and stuff.
Yeah, we just happened to pull up on a hot day and jump in the water and Nikki and a calf came up to us and hung around with us for about 15 minutes, just swimming in between us. It was fantastic, great experience.
I mean, how would you describe that? I mean, most people would kill for that opportunity, literally, probably.
Yeah, it was a little bit breathtaking to have a dolphin right up next to you, and it was just great. Yeah, it was a buzz. It was a real good buzz.
Something little like what's on here. When they're too small, throw them back because they'll grow up and kids can catch them. And if they're too big, throw them back too so they can make more little ones.
There you go, dinner, boys.
That's our dinner tonight. Leah, you work here at Monkey Mire. Tell me a little bit about what you do in the resort here.
Basically, we work with the dolphins. We come down, we facilitate the feeding schedule with the public, and we spend our day basically looking after them, keeping an eye on how everything goes. And mostly, I would say our role is education, educating people to how dolphins are, how they behave in the wild, getting them a chance to come up close and personal with them.
How long have dolphins been coming to Monkey Mire and interacting with human beings?
I would certainly say, I mean, obviously the dolphins live here. This is their bay. They've, for generations there would have been dolphins in Shark Bay. I would say that the Mulgana people that have been here for, many thousands of years would have watched them, seen their fishing. The dolphins here tend to fish up onto the beach, push the fish up onto the beach. Would have been a really good chance for the Aboriginal people to catch themselves a few. The fishermen started coming here in the 1950s, probably earlier. We really didn't know anything worldwide about dolphins, and a lot of what we do know now we've learned from these dolphins and from the researchers following them for so many years.
Monkey Mire doesn't sound like an Aboriginal name. It doesn't sound like an English name either. Where did that come from?
Well, that's quite interesting. One of the theories was that it was Monkey Mire came from a ship named the Monkey. Mire is the Aboriginal word for home or resting place. There was also a story that the Malay pearlers that were here had pet monkeys with them, and again, resting place of the monkey.
So there's obviously a fair few sharks here. It's named Shark Bay. Is it mainly tiger sharks that you get here?
Apparently we have one of the largest number of species of sharks in our bay. We have hammerheads. We have a lot of Sharks, things like leopard sharks and nurse sharks.
There goes my swimming trip.
We're really not on their menu, so it's not too much danger for us as long as we're not out too deep.
There are no guarantees when you travel in the bush except one. You're going to get stuck at some point. Now, having the right tool for the job can mean the difference between 5-minute recovery and being stuck there all afternoon. The first thing you should do when you get stuck is relax. Most guys panic, they do things in a hurry, people get hurt that way, and you probably just get yourself more stuck. Right here is a pretty much basic kit that I take with me when I hit the bush. The most important thing you can have with you is a mate. That's what the UHF's for, because he can help you out with the snatch, or you can get him to dig if you're really stuck. Next to that, a good long-handled shovel. It's the simplest tool, but it'll get you out of almost anything, and everybody's got one. Same goes for the high lift jack. Your factory jack on your car is never going to do the job in an off-road situation. Now, the chainsaw is a bit more of a novelty item for most people. It depends on where you're traveling. If you're up in the high country, that's a necessity. Cut logs and things off the track. A couple of snatch straps. Again, you cannot leave home without these. I carry 2 just in case. You're never going to break one of these things. But if you do, having an extra always helps. And you can join 2 together. Just roll up a magazine, put it in the middle so you don't have any shackles flying around in the air if something does go wrong. A couple other gloves always helps. Just protect your hands, especially if you're working with a winch. And just keeps everything a little bit neater. Got a winch extension strap too, which can come in handy even if you're not winching. Put that in between 2 snatchies just for extra long recoveries. And lastly, the Max Tracks. They're pretty recent inclusion to the kit, but these things have worked great in the Simpson, in the mud, pretty much wherever you go, particularly if you don't have a mate close by. These will usually get you out and get you moving again. So you don't need all of this gear, but you want to make sure you're always using the right piece at the right time. And this is a pretty good starting kit for heading out in the bush.